Sunday afternoon. Doing anything we like to do. Some people we could see. The world is ours whenever we'll be. Ain't no place I'd rather be except for grooving down a crowded avenue. Really, anything we like to do. Can't imagine anything that's better. The world is ours whenever we're together. Ain't no place I'd rather be except for grooving. Grooving. The world is ours whenever we're together. Everything's so much better when we're grooving. Ooh, yeah, grooving. We're just grooving.
So welcome, everyone. It's nice to have you here in this sanctuary. Nice to have you joining us online. If this is your first time joining us, good morning.
Here, I'm sorry. There, okay.
Are you done now?
Yeah, okay. You got the
All right. Well, I might as well introduce you now. There's our presider, the wonderful Reverend Kathy Lyons. He's also our animal ministry minister. And today we have joining us for our musical inspiration, the wonderful Teresa James. Let's give her some love. And so if you're joining us on the love stream, my name is Reverend Dr. Michael McMorrow. I'm the senior minister here. We're coming to you live from Granada Hills, California, the Center for Spiritual Living in Granada Hills. We're in the North San Fernando Valley. We are a faith community that welcomes all who practice their beliefs in faith and love. So we're delighted to have you with us. And if you're not a subscriber yet, please do so and hit the notification bell. We got a few things going on, most of them online, so you can join us for that. And hey, Michael. So, so let's get started by taking a deep, conscious breath as we batten down the hatches in the back and bring down the lights. And just allow the breath to anchor us as we step away from the busyness, the hustle and bustle of getting to church. So you get a gold star to start the week. As we come together for our call to service, which we call lighting the flames of faith. And we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Now, fundamental to this truth is a unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here this morning. So as Reverend Kathy lights the first candle, it's for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practice of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And the 10th candle we light for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, for the space we hold for them here in the sanctuary, within our online community, and of course within our own hearts. And as Reverend Kathy lights the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to have experience the healing flame of God's eternal love.
There is one flame that burns in our hearts. There is one light that shines through our love. We light this flame with faith. We find this light within our own soul. There is one flame, one light within.
So join me, please, as I speak in the first person for everyone here and online. I recognize this presence, this one flame, which is the flame of Spirit, which is pure love, peace, and joy. And I am one with this Spirit of love, peace, and joy that burns within me as I embody it, and I just give it out to the universe, and it comes back to me. Joy, love, and peace. As I celebrate this holiday season, however I celebrate it, I know that I have this love, joy, and peace within me, that it's a joyful time, a time where I give my heart, and whatever it is, I open my heart to more love, and as I receive more love, and I know as I embody that peace within, I experience peace in my life, and I make this declaration that there is peace throughout the planet. And so I am so grateful, so deeply grateful for Reverend Mike, for Teresa with the music, for Ian and Ian. Both of you are wonderful on the sound, as I just have gratitude for everyone here and online as I release this word to the law. I know it is done, and together we say, and so it is. Good morning. Well, the holidays now is in full swing, Hanukkah begins tonight, so happy Hanukkah for all of those who celebrate. And then Merry Christmas for those who celebrate Christmas. And then Happy Kwanzaa, which is the day after Christmas. So this is a time I made that declaration of love, joy, and peace because that's what I feel the holidays are about. I'm from the Christian tradition, and my family celebrated the birth of Jesus. And there's a story of Mary and Joseph journey to Bethlehem and Jesus being born in a manger to save the world from sin, etc. I don't believe in that literal story. I don't take it literally. I don't believe we're born with this original sin and we have to embrace a doctrine to be saved. What I do believe is the teachings of Jesus. Ernest Holmes says in the textbook on page 359 that the Christ is not a person, but a principle. There wasn't a person named Mr. Jesus Christ. I used to think that way back. Jesus is the historical name. Christ means the anointed one. And I feel that all of us, when we embody that Christ consciousness, we can be anointed too. The teachings of Jesus of love, forgiveness, and peace, I think as I embody those qualities, that reflects back to me. And this whole idea about sin, I don't believe in that. Emerson said sin means missing the mark. So when I embody those Christ qualities, then I'm less likely to miss the mark. I'll be in alignment with my life being peaceful and more loving. So I'm just doing a short message today. So peace on earth, goodwill to all, and that for everyone just to let this holiday be a joyous, loving, and peaceful season. And so it is.
Poor orphan girl named Maria was walking to market one day. She stopped for a rest by the roadside, where a bird with a broken wing lay. A few moments passed till she saw it, for its feathers were covered with sand. But soon clean and wrapped it was traveling in the warmth of Maria's small hand. She happily gave her last peso on a cage made of rushes and twine. She fed it loose corn from the market and watched it grow stronger with time. Now the Christmas Eve service was coming, and the church shone with tinsel light, and all of the town folk brought presents to lay by the manger that night. There was diamonds and incense and perfumes in packages fit for a king, but for one ragged bird in a small cage, Maria had nothing to bring. She waited till just before midnight, so no one could see her go in. Crying, she knelt by the manger, for her gift was unworthy of him. Then a voice spoke to her through the darkness, Maria, what brings you to me? If the bird in your cage is your offering, open the door, let me see. Though she trembled, she did as he asked her, and out of the cage the bird flew, soaring up into the rafters on a wing that had healed just as new. Just then the midnight little bird started to sing a song no words could recapture, whose beauty was fit for a king. Now Maria felt blessed just to listen to the cascade of notes sweet and long, as her offering lifted to heaven by the very first nightingale song.
Thank you, Teresa. Wonderful. Thank you. Beautiful. We have announcements. First, what we always announce, practitioners are available after the service in our treatment room next to the front door. Feel free to, any of us, for a 2-minute tune-up. I'm being generous, but anyway, so raise your hands, practitioners. And also, you can contact a practitioner online at CSLGH.org. Next Wednesday, December 17th, is the Tibetan Singing Bowls meditation. Come experience this peaceful midweek reset, facilitated by practitioner Wayne McDonald. Love offerings are accepted at the door. Next Sunday, December 21st, we will hold one service at 10:30 a.m. Mark your calendars for a festive performance by CSLGH very own choir. Wednesday, December 24th at 6 p.m., join us for a special Christmas Eve candlelight service. The perfect stocking stuffer is here. Win a 7-day stay at our beautiful Lake Tahoe Lodge, plus $125 in cash for gasoline. Participate in this great opportunity drawing that will take place on Sunday, February 15th, 2026. Tickets are $10 each, or 3 for $25, and there's a lot of us here. I have tickets and other people too, so don't miss out. Please watch for this next video of last year's winners. And I now will have Chloe come up for the gratitude.
We're the lucky couple that won last year's raffle for the giveaway up at Lake Tahoe and at the lodge. We had a great time. We spent a week in November. It actually snowed the second day we were there. We went hiking, saw a great big black bear. We went to church in Truckee. They have a center for spiritual living up there. It was just a wonderful week.
And the accommodations were wonderful, and just enjoyed ourselves very, very much. Oh, yes, and yes, we did. Yes, of course. The casino's up there.
Okay, great. Okay, now our gratitude box. Okay, for Barbara.
Okay, so I picked it out, and it says grateful for this joyous holiday season, the lights and love, especially here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Granada Hills.
Yay. Okay, let's stand for our Declaration of Principles. We believe in one universal spirit, manifesting through all, natural and incarnated in us. We believe that the universal spirit is personal to and reveals itself through everyone who recognizes its presence. We believe that our faith operates upon a law of mind, which automatically manifests in our experience according to that faith. We believe in the unity of all life and in the immortality of the individual soul, forever expanding. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the givingness of life to all.
Y'all sing with me. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world, and I shine shine so bright, and you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright.
So let's give Teresa James some love. Boy, that song undid me a little bit. That sounds like something Christofferson would write or something. Who wrote that?
Stephanie Davis. She's a cowboy music.
Yeah, yeah. That's, I love the imagery in that. Excuse me just a second. Sorry for those of you online. Sorry about that. The sound guys are giving me furrowed brows in the back. All right. Hey, what do you mean giving me the light already? I just started. All right, yeah, so between that song and Reverend Kathy, they pretty much did my talk today. So, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to say anything, of course. So it's nice having everyone here. Some folks we haven't seen for a while, so it's nice to have you back. And just want you all to know how welcome you are. And stick around. Jennifer did a nice job putting some stuff together, so we have a little coffee and a little something afterwards. So, yeah, this time of year, there's a lot of stuff going on. We're using light, the imagery of light for a lot of things. So, Bodhi Day was during the week, you know, the Siddhartha's birthday, otherwise known as the Buddha. Hanukkah, the first night of Hanukkah. So, does anyone here celebrate Hanukkah at home? Okay, so can we light the center candle and be in and have it be okay, or just wait till tonight?
Well, I think you
Within the tradition.
wait till tonight, but as a symbol, I think it's okay to
Okay.
light it today.
All right, well, let's do that. I just want to honor, because next week, and Michael Carlin put a dimmer on it, so last year it was like, poof! All right, thank you, Shekinah. All right, so...
Actually, the middle one is always lit, and then you light one more, the one all the way to the right.
this right or the other right?
This right. The right, no, the other right.
The other right.
The non-stage right.
Okay. Okay. Well, we got that done. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. We only have 20 minutes more to go, you guys. Stick with me. All right. And Bodhi Day, of course, my minister who I really respect, Reverend John Paul Roach, a Unity minister out of Dallas, Fort Worth, was in, I think, Thailand or Myanmar a few weeks ago, and I just love this image. Almost makes me want to go there to see it. But I like cool areas, not hot, sweaty, humid areas. Just saying. So, let's just take a breath for a moment. And just allow ourselves to arrive fully in this moment as we release the week behind us and become present to the life that is breathing us right now. There's one presence here one intelligence, one love, one infinite creative power. It moves through us, as us, for us. So we open our hearts, open our minds in this moment to receive what Spirit desires to reveal each to us in our own way today. And so it is. All right. So our December theme is shedding our skin. Shedding our skin, and today's talk title is called From Crackly to Supple. Crackly to supple, yeah. So we all know what crackly feels like, right? When I thought of that, I thought of when I was my years working in the Northwest, or even up in the Antelope Valley. This time of year, your fingers get all cracked around the fingernails and down in the web. And, the only thing that would fix it is bag balm. You all heard of bag balm? So you usually use it on the udders of cows, apparently. But but I put that on and then put gloves on and go to bed like that for a few nights. Everything good as new. So it went from dry and crackly to supple. So we know what crackly feels like. It's that dry, tight place in our skin, but sometimes in our mind, right? The tight places inside us where life feels rigid, where joy doesn't flow easily, where the mind keeps repeating those same old thought patterns, maybe even as the ghosts of Christmas past. Where we resist change because it feels uncomfortable or uncertain. And we know that what supple feels like. Supple is flexible. Supple is alive. Supple is bends without breaking. Supple is Gumby. Supple responds instead of reacts. So I have this affirmation today that I call the Sephora affirmation. As my dry, dead skin peels away, I embrace my rich, soft, and supple self. You should be impressed that I know what Sephora even is. Just saying. I'm a Renaissance man. All right. Do I need to leave this up for a bit? Does anyone need to work with it a little bit today? All right. So when I think of supple, I think of things like glove leather compared to, my old work boots, boot leather, right? Or the body when it first comes to the yoga mat, tight and stiff and loosens with the practice. Or just getting to the gym and doing a little stretching. As opposed to how I feel after moments, just taking the time to move around, get the blood going, to stretch the muscles. To be supple of mind is important as well, of course. Spiritual practice at its core is the movement from crackly consciousness to supple consciousness, from rigidity to flow. From fear to trust, from resistance to allowing, to remain or possibly even regain spiritual curiosity, particularly at this time of year. Because I don't know about you, but it's easy to fall into cynicism this time of year, right? Things have gotten very commercial. And for those of us who have an awareness and we're downsizing our life, we may even see, excesses of consumerism and so forth that can grate on our nerves. But this is all grist for the mill, right? It gives us stuff to work on because even though things may be true, there may be challenges or conditions in the world that are less than optimal. Our task then is to pierce through that and see some spiritual truth behind and underneath it all. So, if you are one of those who is feeling a bit grinchy, this year, so far this season. You know, it's time to snap out of it. You only got 2 weeks to go here. And so how would it be instead to use these last days of 2025 to allow for a life of transformation in 2026? You know, a life that has more joy, more peace, harmony, and goodwill towards all men and women. So Ernest Holmes, well, before I move into Ernest, so we're going to do the burning bowl for the last Sunday of December. I think it's the 28th. And so you can bring, I'm encouraging to use these next couple of weeks to really bring to the bowl that which you're wanting to embrace or embody, and that which you're also ready to release in order to allow that to make itself known. Joy, peace, harmony, goodwill towards all men, prosperity, radiant good health, maybe creative expression. So Ernest Holmes gives us a profound insight to this idea of how transformation happens then when he writes that as our thought is opened and we behold the eternity within us, we are changed by this image into a newness of life. This is accomplished by the Spirit of God, by the Spirit of love, if you will, by the Spirit of higher power, of Buddha mind, universal consciousness. However you know the G-O-D to be, using G-O-D as a placeholder for something that's deeply personal to you, ineffable. Right? There's a reason why poets have to write about this stuff. Right? It goes beyond what we think it is. So in the Jewish tradition, they, if you go to their Chabad.org, it'll have G blank D, where there's a recognition that as soon as we put language onto that, now we're limiting it. So it's kind of a reminder to us. And a good reminder for us as religious scientists as well. So to me, like Reverend Kathy was speaking to, I came out of the Christian tradition, and so I tend to see things as spirit, as Holy Spirit, if you will. And being spirit, being non-physical, being everywhere present, that means, logically then, it is within me. It is around me. It's within me. I'm breathing it. It's breathing me. It's replenishing, physically replenishing me with every breath. I don't even have to think about it. It beats my heart. And sometimes I even use it and utilize it consciously, which is very helpful when I remember to do that. But notice what Holmes is saying here. That not that we are changed by force. We are not changed by willpower alone. We are changed by beholding, by opening our thought and recognizing the eternal living within us. So it's sort of like, it feels like we're moving from one spot to the other, but it's really all one spot. Right? It's just the eternal, the Spirit eternally begetting. Begetting or begodding? You figure that one out. So, Michael, this is for you. That's deception pass, in case you didn't recognize it. All right. So when we remember who we truly are, spiritual beings having a human experience, our inner dryness begins to soften. That inner dryness, or cynicism if you like, softens and allows that new person that's already in there, sometimes carefully camouflaged, or maybe just buried under a lifetime of old thinking that no longer serves us. Buried under a lifetime who tells us where our thinking tells us that, it's not manly to be soft-hearted, right? That to be masculine means to be aggressive, right? Well, this is not what Holmes taught. Holmes taught the assertive masculine principle, the receptive feminine principle. This is the law. The assertive masculine principle is love, compassion, as an activity of the spirit, the creative impulse of life, activated by the only way that it knows how to be, restricted only by its own being, which also is infinite as law. So newness doesn't come from fixing ourselves, it comes from remembering ourselves. And from the science of mind perspective then, living in and as Christ principle. Christ as principle is not about worshiping a person, as Reverend Kathy was speaking to, but rather embodying a universal spiritual truth. The indwelling presence of God, if you will, expressing in, through, and as the individual. So, and to really know in your heart of hearts that this is true for you, right? But then to make the next step and to know that it's true for everyone else too, okay? Including that person that you struggle most with seeing this truth in them. So, all of creation as an expression of the Most High, right? So the angels proclaim, right, your every move, right? But we're not aware of that. And if we were aware of it, could we accept that as true? The true meaning of unconditional love. I don't know. That song sure got me stirred up. A simple offering of a handcrafted basket and of a bird, and then the vision, release the gift, and then the origin, right? A lovely tale of the origin of the tune of the nightingale, the ultimate gift of creation. All of creation as an expression of the Most High. So in this way, then, there is the indwelling Christ as universal presence awaiting our recognition of itself by means of ourself. So I love this notion. I first heard from Alan Watts way back in the day. So Alan Watts was a trained Anglican priest and a Zen practitioner who called himself, he thought himself more as spiritual entertainment rather than a guru. I think actually that's accurate the more you read him and learn about him. But he spoke to, in fact, just join me for a moment. Just take a breath, close your eyes, take a breath, and imagine yourself as an eternal being. Okay? Imagine yourself not just as an eternal being, but you have all power, that you are omniscient, you're all-knowing. You're the ultimate creative power in the universe. So you know everything that's going to happen before it happens. Now imagine yourself as the eternal, being bored to tears because you know everything that's going to happen. Well, the way out of the riddle then is to create 8 billion centers of creation, creating in the same way, using the same creative principles. That's an interesting idea. So that the Spirit then is entertaining itself by creating you so that it can have an experience of itself by means of its creation. that it's created dog as a way to experience the joy of life by means of dog. That it's learned to, that it experiences peace and serenity as a stone. Seemingly inert and inactive, but we now know at the quantum level that it's vibrating the whole time. So pretty trippy, I think. You can open your eyes now. I don't want you to fall asleep through the rest of this. All right. So awaiting a recognition of itself by means of your life and by means of mine and everyone else's. We awaken to the truth of who we are, remembering that this truth is present in all peoples, in all of creation, even the seemingly inert matter, present in all. And so it is our job then to pierce through the illusion of separateness and see the cosmic, even quantum unity, if you like, behind, in, through, and as all of it. So, and in keeping with the season, I wanted to share this. I put a little chart together speaking to Bodhi Day, Christianity. You know, there's a lot of nice connections. If you get away from, if you connect with what Jesus taught versus what Paul and others said that he meant, not saying that they're wrong, just saying let's go to what the dude actually said. So in Buddhism versus a Christ-centered or Christian perspective. So the first one being love, that agape love, unconditional love, which, is kind of, in the culture, it's become easy to say such things. And to think that we do give unconditionally. But, that is a very high bar that's been raised, right? Even our children, that should be a no-brainer. But, it depends, right? Anybody here raised a teenager, right? So, they can be challenging. I remember my old man, when he'd give me a whooping once in a while, he'd say, "This is hurting me more than it does you." I'm like, well, I don't see you crying. All right, so then compassion is the Buddhist side. Non-attachment from the Buddhist perspective, or dying to self from the Christian perspective, right? So renunciating the flesh, which means to surrender the ego. Mindfulness is a term we're familiar with now that's used a lot in Buddhism, and in the Christian tradition, watchfulness or prayer, which really is encouraging us to stay in present awareness. The middle way, so in Buddhism, the string is not, if the string is too tight, it breaks. If it's too loose, it will not play. So there's the middle way, which worked out to be the Four Noble Truths and then the Eightfold Path. With Jesus taught the way, which is both are basically balanced living. And when you strip away a lot of the atonement narrative out of Christianity, you find a lot of helpful things about how to live not only an effective life, but a life that is connected to the Spirit in meaningful ways. Right? To connect to that which is beyond the physical, the metaphysical, which is the Holy Spirit, if you will, if you come from that tradition. Impressing, pushing in, and expressing as. So that ultimately in the Buddhist tradition, enlightenment, or from the words of Jesus, to invite God's imperial kingdom here on earth. The kingdom within, or awakening to truth. So both traditions point to the same realization. Transformation does not come from belief alone. Transformation does not come from belief alone, but from awakening consciousness. So the Buddha called it awakening. Jesus called it the kingdom. In both cases, what we're really striving for is to awaken to who we truly are. And it's amazing to me how much, at least within this character, how much work there is in getting to that guy, right? Which is great, because I have a whole lifetime to do it. And maybe that's when we know we're done, when we go, I got it. I don't know how that's going to work, right? And I'm not in a hurry to get there. So we're awakening to who we are. Christ is not external. It is the divine pattern within every individual. So I just need to break in. So Milena, do not use that as a short this week. All right. Okay, so Jesus demonstrated, back to the task at hand, Jesus demonstrated the Christ principle. He did not monopolize it. Right? He did not monopolize it. To live as the Christ is to recognize oneself as an individualized expression of the divine. Now, can you do that? Right? Without reservation, warts and all. What are we bringing to the table? Again, the wicker basket and the bird. It reminded me of, in Matthew, there's a story of the widow who wanted to bring a gift. And all the fat cats in the community, they're all up front and they're saying, "Hey, God, thanks for blessing me. I have a mighty consciousness and shalom, bro." But then here's this widow. So a widow in the Jewish culture at that time was, they were often the most poor, living in poverty. And in the King James Version, it speaks to, she brought a farthing because that's all she had. So in England at the time, a farthing was a quarter of a penny. That's all she had. And yet Jesus raised that gift and said, because it was all she had and she gave it with all her heart, that this gift was greater in value on the metaphysical plane, of course, than the other, which was, whatever it was. Both still generous, I'm sure. So, spiritual awakening then begins with recognition rather than effort. Recognition versus effort. So, Holmes wrote that releasing the weight of past limiting beliefs and judgment frees us to rise up in faith, which is mental assertion elevated to the plane of realization. So, boy, he sounds a lot like Yogananda there, right? Mental assertion elevated to the plane of realization. So this is really what we are called to do, is to become more fully realized with the Spirit, right? So that we're no longer treating for parking places, even prosperity. We're not treating for stuff and things, but instead knowing that we live in the divine flow of the universe itself, and that all is provided to us. Now, that doesn't mean we don't get to play in the wrinkles, right? We can create paths to prosperity. We can create paths to love as expression. We can create paths of expression to a consciousness that will support a new car or a new house, right? But within the structure of that, we are recognizing and realizing that all of this is a co-creative effort with the universe itself. And then the game changes. Now we're cooking with gas. We are not becoming spiritual beings. We are spiritual beings becoming aware that we are transformed by the renewing of our mind. That we see unity where the world sees division. Living from principle means thinking from truth, not toward it. Right? We're thinking from rather than about. That's kind of it's easy to do that in this teaching, particularly those of us who love to sit and ponder, right? The nature of the world and why it is the way it is. And, it's a target-rich environment out there right now to ponder all kinds of things outside of ourself. But the Christ consciousness affirms wholeness even when appearances deny it. In this way, then, healing follows a shift in consciousness, not a change in conditions. We do not deny the condition, we deny the power the condition has over us. It's a subtle but powerful difference. So let's just take a breath on that, because I've got pages and pages here. So let's take a breath together. So working these last few weeks, the solstice will soon be upon us, 7 days. And the nights will begin to shorten, the days begin to lengthen, till finally we get to the new year. So let's begin now how to consider ways in which we can step into a new way of seeing our life, a new way of seeing ourselves, where we are, even if we have to play let's pretend for a while. What if I am a thinking center in my life, infinite in its power and its creativity, in its ability to love, to be loved? What if that's true? What if all those little things that I hold in judgment about myself, what if that's all BS? Because it is. Right? It's all belief system. Maybe we're ready to release that. And so as we go about this day, this Sabbath day, really probably the last Sunday that's relatively calm before we get into some of the frenetic activity of the end of the year. Consider, what am I ready to release? And in that open heart, in that open mind, what am I now ready to embody as a greater truth for my life? My life in relationship with my beloved, with my career, with the environment, with my country, with my planet. So that when we come to the bowl this year, we're not playing small, but really calling forth our greatest yet to be. So play around with that this week and come back next week and we'll see how we did.
December, winter cold, we embrace traditions old. Back in summer, fall and spring, think of all the love we could bring. So I won't wait for Christmas time to find that holy light in the night and ignite my Christmas heart. Can only presents or a tree bring together families? Or can I reach out and then give random acts of love to give? So I won't wait for Christmas time to find that holy light in the night and ignite my Christmas heart. I won't wait for Christmas time to find that holy light in the night and ignite my Christmas heart. And ignite my Christmas heart.
Isn't she wonderful? Teresa James, everyone. So give her some love in the chat. And give Chloe some time to come on up with the offering basket. So when we do the closing treatment, if you could just remember my family in Ireland. My cousin Patrick died unexpectedly last week. So his funeral is tomorrow. Live streamed from County Mayo. So, yeah. And then my cousin Cindy and her continued recovery, and also for Jeannie Starrett. Some of you know Jeannie. So, just.
We also have to pray for the people in Sydney, Australia.
Okay, sure. Well, we pray for everyone while we're at it, right? All right. So, if you come prepared with a physical offering, just make your way to the basket. We'll sing you through it. And for those of you joining us online, if you could take a moment to get to the donate section.
Sing with me now. Spirit gives through me. Spirit receives through me. Spirit lives and breathes through me. Spirit lives
just going within for a moment longer as we recognize this basket represents both the generous heart of the individual, the receptive heart of this spiritual community. The generous heart of the individual who knows and knows that they know that God is our source, our substance, our supply. And so from whatever avenue your generosity finds its way to the center, either through online giving, through the mail, through the offering here this morning, as spiritual community, we accept these gifts with deep love and respect, as we know together they go forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless not only the vision and mission of this center, but anyone connected to it in any way. And so from this place of gratitude, we extend a blessing upon our community of Granada Hills, including our little unhoused person out front there. So our city of Los Angeles, our state of California, our United States of America, all of its churches, temples, mosques, schools, universities, the people who attend them, the people who support them, that we know for our planet as well in some wonderfully crazy cosmic way. The infinite presence, the creative impulse of life is making itself known in, through, and as our life in easy and definable ways. In ways great and small, and to the extent that we believe this to be so, we see it. In ways great and small, this raises our heart. We feel a sense of power and grace that propel us into ways of spiritual living that raise not only our own lives, but the lives of those around us as well, and that's a good thing. And together we acknowledge this by saying, and so it is. And so let's thank one more time Teresa James. Lovely job. Again, next week, no 9 o'clock service. So I understand it's quite an ambitious choral program next week, so let's all get together. It'll be fun to see us all in the same room at the same time, and with a little fun and frivolity, and a ho, ho, ho. All right, let's get Reverend Kathy up here to pray us out. Thank you all for being here, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, so let's take a breath. Just breathing in all this joy and upliftment for the last hour. And I speak in the first person saying how grateful I am to be here, to celebrate that presence, that life, that Christ consciousness. And I know right now that this Christ consciousness is pure love, pure joy, pure peace, compassion, and harmony, and I am one with its love, peace, compassion, and harmony. So I know right now that I embrace these God qualities, these Christ qualities, and I live them in my life every day in every way. And so I do give thanks. I give thanks for everyone here participating, here in the room and online. So with deep gratitude, faith, trust, and conviction, I release my word to the law. I know it is done. I know it is so. And together we say, and so it is.
All right, you guys, if you want to join in the circle and sing with me on this. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. God as our power, Thank you.